So recently I put a new exhaust on my MT-09. You guys know that. It's the Leovince LV1 Evo Carbon. And the exhaust is awesome. Awesome sound, great performance. Really improves the airflow on the bike, but that's not the only performance mod that we're gonna be doing on this thing. I got a few things that I'm gonna be doing in the next few videos on this bike, and they all kind of deal with the exhaust and the airflow on the bike. So if you got a sport bike yourself, you're probably familiar with these mods. These are smog block-off plates. It's something that you need to install when you remove the AIS from your bike. AIS is the air injection system. I won't go super deeply into the details on how it works, but essentially it just reintroduces air into the exhaust flow to burn off excessive fuel. Now it doesn't actually impact the performance of the bike, but when you put on an aftermarket exhaust, you might get a lot of popping, especially on decel, that you might want to get rid of. Now my R6, when I had the ECU flashed by Boss Racing, I actually had him disable the AIS so that I didn't even have to worry about it. Technically I wouldn't have to remove the system and it still wouldn't be doing anything, but once you disable it, it's just dead weight on the bike. So we're gonna be doing both. For any of you that are putting on a power commander on your bike or any sort of system that allows an auto tuner, or you plan on dyno tuning the bike, having the AIS disabled and removed is gonna make things a lot simpler because you won't have the bike trying to input more air into the system, causing messed up AF readings during your dyno tune. It really helps clean up the system. It's kind of a no-brainer mod to do if you're changing anything with the airflow on the bike, especially the exhaust. So that's why I always do it on my bikes. Now, of course, we got some stuff that we need to buy. All of these parts will be linked down in the description. You get them for pretty much any bike. Here are the smog block-off plates. It comes with a kit. It's got 2 plates or 1 plate, depending on your bike, and a little plug that's gonna go on the Airbox. And I've also got a race air filter right here. I like using the BMC air filters. During the process, we'll be removing the ECU. I'll be sending that out to Boss Racing to get flashed. And then we'll get that bike, we'll get it back and put it in the bike. And then the last thing is I'm gonna be doing a little bit of an Airbox mod on this bike. Seems to be something that's popular, and Anthony over at Boss Racing recommended it. He said that he's seen a few horsepower gains on the bikes that have had this mod done. Oh, hey, future Motonosity. Oh, wow. Oh, okay then. Oh dang, kill it, kill it. Oh, not good. What's this? Introducing Raid Shadow Legends, the most immersive experience on a smartphone. Forget everything you know about mobile games because Raid can only be compared to the biggest of PC and console games. And did I mention it is totally free? It's got an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. And you guys can play with me too. Just search Nosity Clan and join. I'll be accepting people over the next few days, so make sure you get in on it. The Raid team has been so gracious to give me a special link to you guys for some free items and a huge head start. So guys, do me a favor, go down to the description, download Raid Shadow Legends from my link down there, and you'll get 50,000 silver immediately along with a free epic champion. So thanks to Raid for sponsoring the video. Thanks to you guys for downloading it, help support the channel, and let's get on with build. Well, past Motonosity. I'm gonna keep watching this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna be taking off the seat, the tank, the side shrouds, and that'll get us down to the Airbox, and then we'll go from there. So I found a Graves sticker under the seat, and there's not a Graves exhaust on here, so they might have already done the smog block-off plates, even though the previous owner told me that the bike was bone stock. All right, so more evidence that it's possible this was already done. There's a bolt missing right here. I would have had to remove this, but it's gone. So that means at some point, someone probably removed it. All right, so I made it down to the airbox. We got the seat off, we got the shrouds off, we've got the tank off. Wasn't that difficult. Tank just had 2 hoses, 1 electrical plug, and then the fuel line. So it's pretty much how it is on all the bikes these days, but you know, I got the airbox here. There's 3 things that the previous owner could have done. The ECU flash, the airbox mod that I'm going to be doing if they haven't done it, and the smog block off plates. I'm still wondering why that bolt was missing and why the Graves sticker was in here, but who knows. So here is the ECU. Once we get this out of here, we'll might see on the other side if there's any sort of sticker or signature or anything that would, you know, point out that the ECU was flashed. In here, it doesn't look like they did the airbox mod. I'll be showing it to you guys either way, but the airbox mod that you do on this bike is essentially to cut down. There's like this snorkel that goes down into the airbox, and you cut it short to kind of increase airflow, but it doesn't look like they shortened this thing up. So I don't think they did that. I'll get the ECU off, see if they flashed that though. No stickers. Now the fact that it doesn't have any stickers or anything on the ECU isn't proof that it wasn't ECU flash, but pretty much every single company that I've seen do flashes put some sort of branding on the ECU just so you know that it was flashed and kind of, you know, get their advertisement in. Unless the previous owner did it themselves, but I find that unlikely. So the next thing I'm gonna do is get the airbox opened up and see if they did the airbox mod. It's worth noting though that even if they had done the ECU flash, I would have been redoing it because I am making changes on this bike. I already put on a new exhaust, which they didn't do. So yeah, it would have happened anyways. All right, so a few discoveries. One, I don't think the airbox was modded. The snorkel on that thing, it looks like it goes all the way down in there. I'll get it taken off and figure out if it actually was, but I don't think so. Second of all, no smog block off plates on this bike. You can see the whole system right here. Hopefully it's bright enough. But these right here, these are the hoses. One that comes up to the airbox, and you can see barely, here's one of the plates, and then the other one is right off the other side to the left. But I'm still wondering why they had a Graves sticker in here. My only guess is that they bought like the Graves fender eliminator kit. Second of all, I'm not sure why that bolt on the left side is missing. Okay, so evaluation number 2. Airbox has not been modified. This is the stock length of this. And what I'm gonna do is shorten this. So right now, this essentially goes all the way down into the bottom of the airbox. Air comes through here, goes into this compartment right here, through the filter, and then down here through the stacks. The mod that people will do is shorten this so that when the air comes through here, it doesn't have to go all the way down to the bottom of the airbox, then come back up through the filter and over here. It can just come right in, go right through the filter, and essentially more of like a ram air intake. But what I can do while I have that off is put on the new air filter. So like I mentioned, I've got one of these BMC air filters, and they make a few different versions. They have street versions, race versions, track versions, and they all pretty much just change how much air, or rather how quickly the air can flow through the filter. But yeah, here it is. Got some dirt in here, but what you can see is that this filter is significantly thicker than the BMC air filter. So easy enough. I've seen people do, or rather modify the airbox cover slightly different, or in slightly different ways. Some people essentially take off the entire length of this. Some people even cut this and open it up even more than it already is. And some people just kind of cut it in half. I think I'll probably go between cutting it in half and taking it all the way off. I don't want to completely modify this down to opening up this whole thing. Alrighty, so got this cut down. Pretty good length, I think this will be good. Sanded it down, cleaned everything out, made sure there was no leftover shavings, no rough edges or anything, and good to go. I'll get this put back on, get all the bolts put back in, and then we'll move on to the block off plates. All right, so here's what we're gonna be removing. We've got this unit right here, got this plug, which we undoing, and then this hose right here that goes up to the airbox. This is gonna get plugged with the little plug that comes in the kit. Then we got this hose that goes down to this side, and this hose that goes down to that side. Now, I believe this should slide right off. It's just a little rubber piece. And then we can undo these hoses right here. And there we go. And you can get rid of this. No one wants to buy this. All right, so now that I got the radiator kind of pushed back a little bit, we got those bolts out, I got a lot more room in here now in order to access those bolts. So I can actually just straight up stick the socket right on here and access each of these. We'll get those off, get the block off plates on, and be good to go. All right, so I got the old plate off. Here is the new plate. Just make sure that you have it aligned the right way. Leave everything else. There's like a plate right here underneath this little plate here. So you can leave that there and then just put this right on top of it. Just like that. Got some blue thread locker on here, and then the back one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Got the plates installed on both sides right there. And now we can get everything else put back on. The only thing that we have to do is put the cap on the airbox. So I think it's the one that's more up towards the top of the airbox. There's also one at the bottom, but I think that one at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken, connects to this hose that you see pointed up straight at the camera right now. So that will connect back on that hose, and then the other one will be capped off. Now I'm not putting the ECU back in. We're moving in a week. We're moving back to Texas. So I may not bolt everything down today. I may wait until like 2 days before we leave, just in case I get the ECU back in time. I'm cutting it real close. I literally just shipped it out today. All right, so as you can tell, it's quite a bit darker. Something to point out. So the previous owner definitely took this airbox off, or at least one of the previous owners, because this rubber piece here, it goes down onto a ring. Whenever they put this back on, they didn't get it aligned perfectly, and they just jammed this on here and then tightened down the screws that closed that ring on the rubber piece. And because they didn't get that aligned correctly, the rubber on this piece right here was deformed on one side, which made it nearly impossible for me to get back on. Fortunately, after like half an hour help from Abby, a little bit of soap to lubricate that piece, I managed to get it on there, I think. It's hard to see in there, but I had a little tiny light, and you can kind of see it at some angles, but I think it's on there. Just a note for you guys, when you put this thing back on, make sure you have it on there aligned correctly and you don't tighten all those rings before you know that it's fully on there on every side. So I'm gonna put the bolts into these 3 slots right here, and after that, I'm done. I decided I'm just gonna leave the tank off. I'm gonna leave all the plastic pieces off and the seat off, because I might get that ECU back in time, and I don't wanna have to take all of that back off before putting the ECU back in. I'm gonna call it there. Like I mentioned before, all those pieces, all the parts that we put on today, all of that is linked down in the description. If you got any questions for me, leave them down in the comments. I'll be sure to keep an eye out as close as I can to the video in the future. If you wanna see any of the other videos on this bike, I'll have the playlist for the build series linked down in the description. You guys can see all the videos. If you enjoyed the video, if it helped you out, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Remember, life's better with horsepower, keep life lived, and I'll see you guys in the next one.